All right, so let's jump right into our first big topic of the day. We're calling this one.
Life lessons only travel can teach you. Because honestly, some lessons you just cannot learn in a classroom. You have to live them.
You know, Crystal, one thing I realized early on is that travel teaches you patience. Airports, delayed trains, missed connections. You can either get frustrated or you can learn to go with the flow.
Exactly. And trust me, nobody is naturally patient at first. I remember once getting stuck at an airport in Morocco for 14 hours. 14. At first, I was miserable. But then I ended up making friends with a group of fellow travelers, and we ended up having one of the most memorable nights of the trip. It was a lesson in flexibility and attitude.
That is such a good point. Travel teaches resilience too. Things will go wrong. Plans will fall apart. You will lose things, miss buses, get lost. And somehow, you survive. You adapt. You figure it out.
And you realize that you're a lot stronger than you ever thought. Another huge lesson for me was humility. When you travel, you are often the outsider. You do not know the language, you do not know the customs, and sometimes you make mistakes. It is humbling. It reminds you to be respectful, to listen more, and to approach the world with an open heart.
Absolutely. And speaking of mistakes, one time I thought I was ordering a simple chicken dish in China, and it turned out to be, let's just say, a very adventurous meal involving parts of the chicken I had never considered eating.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Those unexpected moments are the best. Because even when things go wrong, they often end up being the stories you treasure most later.
Exactly. Another powerful lesson from travel is gratitude. When you see how people live in different parts of the world, you realize how much you take for granted. Clean water, healthcare, education, things that seem basic to us are incredible luxuries to many.
Travel expands your gratitude. It deepens your appreciation for the big things and the small things alike. Even just the simple act of understanding that a smile can bridge any language barrier that is pure magic.
And that brings us to one of my favorite parts about travel, the connections, which actually leads perfectly into our next chapter.
Life lessons only travel can teach you.
So stick with us because next up we are sharing.
Our favorite travel destinations. From tropical beaches to snow-covered mountains, these are the places that stole our hearts, and they might just inspire your next adventure. All right, welcome back, everyone. Now that we have talked about the life lessons that travel teaches you, it is time for something a little more fun. Rob, are you ready to talk about our favorite travel destinations?
I have been waiting for this part, Crystal. Choosing favorites is tough because every place has its own special magic. But today we are each going to share a few destinations that truly changed us, places that live in our hearts forever.
Absolutely. And for everyone listening, we hope this inspires you to start planning your next adventure, whether it's near or far. Okay, Rob, you're up first. What is your all-time favorite destination?
All right, my number one has to be New Zealand. It was like stepping into a living painting. Everywhere you look, it is just breathtaking, rolling green hills, crystal clear lakes, snow-capped mountains. It is unreal. Plus, the people are incredibly friendly and welcoming.
New Zealand is definitely on my bucket list. I have heard it is one of the best places for road trips too.
It is the ultimate road trip country. You rent a camper van, hit the road, and every few hours you stumble upon a new kind of beauty beaches, fjords, volcanoes, you name it. And let's not forget the adventure sports. I went bungee jumping off the Kawarau Bridge in Queenstown, and it was the most terrifying, exhilarating thing I have ever done.
I love that. Okay, my turn. My all-time favorite destination has to be Italy. There is something about the way of life there, la dolce vita, the sweet life. Everything revolves around good food, good wine, family, art, and just truly enjoying life.
Yes, Italy has that magical, timeless feeling. Where in Italy did you go?
Everywhere. Rome, Florence, Venice, Cinque Terre, Tuscany. But if I had to choose just one, I would say Florence. It is pure romance, cobblestone streets, incredible Renaissance art, tiny cafes on every corner. And the food. I still dream about the pasta.
We're calling this one.
Exactly. And I love how Italians really savor life. Meals are slow and full of conversation. People actually take time to enjoy the moment. It reminded me to slow down, to breathe, to appreciate.
I love that. You know, speaking of slowing down, another favorite destination of mine is Japan, specifically Kyoto. There is a sense of peace and reverence there that is hard to describe unless you have experienced it.
I have never been to Japan yet, but it is high on my list. What did you love most about Kyoto?
The temples, the gardens, the tea houses. Everything feels deeply connected to nature and tradition. I visited during cherry blossom season, and the entire city was covered in these delicate pink flowers. It was like being inside a dream. Plus, the attention to detail in everything food, hospitality, even the way tea is poured taught me a lot about mindfulness.
That sounds absolutely magical. Okay, for my next pick, I have to say Costa Rica. That country is pure joy. I loved how connected everyone is to nature there. They live by the philosophy of pura vida, the pure life. It is not just a saying, it is a way of being.
I have heard that Costa Rica has some of the happiest people in the world.
They do, and it is easy to see why. You wake up to the sound of tropical birds, spend your day hiking to waterfalls, ziplining through jungles, or surfing on gorgeous beaches, and end the night with fresh seafood and a sunset that looks like it was painted just for you.
Okay, you are making me want to book a ticket right now.
You should. And one of the things I appreciated most was how committed Costa Rica is to environmental conservation. Over a quarter of the country is protected national parks. It was so inspiring to see a whole nation prioritize nature.
I love that. Another destination that absolutely stole my heart was Iceland. It is like visiting another planet. Black sand beaches, bubbling geothermal pools, glaciers, volcanoes, and sometimes you feel like you are the only person for miles.
Iceland has that raw, untouched beauty that is so rare these days. Did you see the northern lights?
I did. I was lucky enough to catch them on a clear night. It is hard to describe green and purple waves dancing across the sky. It honestly made me tear up a little.
That is definitely on my bucket list. Okay, last one for me, Morocco. From the vibrant souks of Marrakesh to the sweeping dunes of the Sahara Desert, Morocco is pure sensory overload in the best way.
Morocco sounds like a dream. What stood out the most for you?
The colors. Everywhere you look, brilliant blues, rich reds, glowing golds. And the spices. Walking through the markets, you are surrounded by the scent of cinnamon, cumin, and saffron. Plus, the hospitality there was next level. People invite you in for tea like you are family.
I love that. And I think that is a perfect reminder that travel is not just about the sights, it is about the feelings, the human connections, the way a place leaves its fingerprint on your soul.
Beautifully said, Rob. And speaking of things not going perfectly,
Oh boy, are you ready?
next up, we are diving into funniest travel disasters we survived. Because let's be honest, sometimes the best memories come from the moments that totally went off script. Welcome back, everyone. Now, we have talked about the beautiful, life-changing side of travel. But let's be honest, not every travel moment is picture perfect.
Oh no, definitely not. Some of the funniest, craziest stories happen when things go completely wrong. And honestly, those are the stories you end up laughing about for the rest of your life.
Exactly. So, in this chapter, we are going to share some of our biggest travel disasters. And trust me, there are a few doozies.
All right, Crystal, you go first. What is one of your most epic travel fails?
Okay, picture this. Paris, the city of love. I had just landed after a long flight, completely exhausted, but so excited to finally be in Paris. I hop in a taxi, give the driver the name of my hotel, and 20 minutes later, I am standing in front of this absolutely gorgeous hotel. Only, it wasn't the right one.
No way. What happened?
Turns out there were two hotels in Paris with almost identical names. I booked the budget one way across town, but I ended up at the luxury version. And not just any luxury, I am talking about chandeliers, marble floors, concierge and tuxedos. The works.
Please tell me you tried to check in anyway.
Oh, I absolutely did. I walked up to the front desk, all jet-lagged and messy, and said my name like I belonged there. The concierge gave me the most polite but clearly suspicious smile and said, "Madame, we have no reservation under your name." I had to sheepishly explain everything, then grab another taxi to the correct hotel, which was, let's just say, a little less glamorous.
That is amazing. Honestly, though, you got a little taste of the five-star life for a moment. All right, my turn. This happened in Germany. I was trying to be all efficient and European by taking the train across the country. I had my ticket, my platform number, everything was set. But when the train arrived, it was packed. Like sardines in a can packed. So I just squeezed on without double-checking anything.
Oh no, I can feel where this is going.
Yep, I was on the wrong train. Not just wrong destination, wrong direction entirely. Instead of heading east toward Berlin, I was zooming west toward Belgium.
How long did it take you to realize?
About 2 hours. I finally asked someone, and they looked at me like I was insane. I had to get off at some random little town, wait another 2 hours for a train back, and completely redo my itinerary. But honestly, that little detour town ended up being adorable. I had an incredible lunch at a local cafe that I would have never found otherwise.
See? Even mistakes turn into adventures.
Exactly.
Okay, one more. I went on a camel trek in the Sahara Desert, which sounds super romantic and magical, right? Well, my camel had other ideas.
Uh-oh.
First of all, camels are way taller than you think. Getting on one is like climbing onto a moving skyscraper, and mine decided it did not like me. It kept turning its head and trying to bite my leg while we were trekking through the dunes.
I am dying. Were you terrified?
Terrified and laughing hysterically at the same time. Our guide kept shouting, "Kick him! Kick him!" But every time I moved, the camel got more annoyed. I ended up doing this awkward, panicked dance for like an hour straight.
And you survived to tell the tale.
Barely. And afterward, sitting around the campfire under the stars, sore and exhausted. But so happy I realized even the messy, uncomfortable moments are part of the magic.
Okay, one last story from me. Thailand. Street food heaven. I was feeling brave, so I tried this super spicy noodle dish from a tiny cart. It was delicious for about 5 minutes. Then, the fire started.
Oh no.
I am not exaggerating. My face turned beet red, my eyes watered uncontrollably, and I started hiccuping so violently that strangers were coming over to pat my back.
Poor Rob.
The vendor just laughed and handed me a big coconut full of sweet milk, which saved my life. Moral of the story, when the locals warn you it is very spicy, believe them.
I love it. Honestly, it is moments like those that make travel unforgettable.
Completely agree. And speaking of making travel possible even when things go wrong coming up next, we are going to dive into one of the biggest questions we get asked all the time.
How can you travel the world without breaking the bank? Get ready, because our next chapter is all about real, actionable tips for traveling on a tight budget.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So far, we have shared life lessons, favorite places, and hilarious disasters. But now we are getting practical.
That is right. One of the most common myths about travel is that it is only for the rich. But we are here to tell you that is simply not true.
Absolutely. Crystal and I have both traveled extensively without winning the lottery. Today, we are going to show you how you can make travel a regular part of your life without draining your bank account.
Let's jump right into it. The number one tip I always give people is be flexible. Flexibility saves you a ton of money.
Totally. Airfare and hotel prices can vary wildly depending on the day you book. If you can fly midweek instead of on a weekend, you could save hundreds of dollars.
Life lessons only travel can teach you.
I have scored some crazy deals that way, like a round-trip ticket to Portugal for under $400.
That is insane. See, the deals are out there, you just have to be willing to be a little spontaneous.
We're calling this one another huge money saver? Go where your money stretches further.
Exactly. There are so many amazing places where you can live like royalty for the price of a modest weekend at home.
Think places like Vietnam, Mexico, Portugal, Georgia, the country, not the U.S. State. You get beautiful scenery, delicious food, and incredible experiences at a fraction of the cost.
And sometimes choosing a less popular destination means fewer tourists, more authentic experiences, and more affordable everything from meals to tours. All right, real talk, budget airlines can be both your best friend and your worst nightmare.
Amen. I love them because you can hop around Europe for like $20 sometimes. But you have to read the fine print.
Exactly. They will charge you for everything: bags, seat selection, even printing your boarding pass sometimes. So pack light and know what you are signing up for.
And always check which airport they fly into. Sometimes it is an airport an hour outside the city.
That extra transportation cost can erase your savings if you are not careful.
Hotels are not your only option anymore.
Yes. Hostels, guest houses, home exchanges, even camping there are so many creative ways to stay cheaply.
Personally, I am a huge fan of hostels. Some of them are gorgeous now: rooftop pools, free breakfasts, daily activities, and they are a great way to meet other travelers.
Agreed. And for longer stays, consider renting an apartment through platforms like Airbnb. Having a kitchen can save you tons of money on meals.
Cooking even just one meal a day yourself can make a huge difference.
Another tip that people do not talk about enough: travel slowly.
Yes, it is actually cheaper to spend a month in one place than to hop between 5 countries in 2 weeks.
You save on transportation, you get discounts on longer accommodation stays, and you actually get to know a place instead of just rushing through.
Plus, slow travel is better for the environment. Win-win. If you really want to travel long-term, there are so many ways to work while you travel.
From teaching English to working in hostels to doing freelance gigs online, the opportunities are endless.
I met a guy in Bali who was teaching surf lessons to tourists and making enough to live comfortably there for months.
And there are websites like Workaway and WWWoof where you can volunteer a few hours a day in exchange for free room and board.
Imagine picking grapes in Italy or helping out on an organic farm in New Zealand and not paying a cent for accommodation.
It is a brilliant way to experience a place in a deeper, more meaningful way. One last tip: spend your money on experiences, not souvenirs.
Yes, no offense to fridge magnets, but memories are way better.
Go ziplining, take a cooking class, hike that volcano. Those experiences will stay with you long after the t-shirt fades.
And bonus, you will pack lighter without all that extra stuff.
So there you have it. Travel does not have to be expensive. With a little creativity and flexibility, it can be a part of your life right now.
Exactly. And speaking of making the most out of travel, next we are going to talk about something even deeper.
Meeting incredible people all around the world. Coming up in the next chapter. Meeting people around the world: how travel builds unexpected friendships.
And trust us, these aren't just casual encounters. Some of these stories might just restore your faith in humanity.
Plus, we'll take you to some of our favorite hidden gems, places that most tourists miss, but left the biggest mark on our hearts.
And to wrap it all up, we'll explore how travel changes not just your surroundings, but your entire perspective on life.
That's all coming in part 2 of this special travel series. So if today sparked your wanderlust, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's next.
Until then, stay open, stay adventurous, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now.